guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So I have a bit of a sort of random one for you today for our Shabby Saturday. This isn't what I was going to do, but this is what I had planned for making for myself today. And I wanted to repot one of my plants, and the only pot that I had was this plastic one, because it's got a little sort of like bottom piece to it which catches the sort of like the water. So what I'm going to do, I didn't want it to be black. It's a sort of like a blacky grey colour, and it's plastic. So I'm going to chalk paint it and then add a little napkin. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of decoupage again today. So let's see, I'm not quite sure whether you can actually paint on the chalk paint on plastic, but I did sand it down. I sanded it down with just a little, I think this is the only sandpaper I had. I think it's a water one where you use it with water, but it doesn't really matter. It still scuffed it up, so you need to sort of scuff it up, I think, just so that the paint will stick a little bit better. So if you've got an old one, this is just one that I had in the garden. I gave it a good wash, because obviously a little bit of recycling is good. I didn't really want to go out and buy a new one, but I just thought, let's give it a go. And if you've got any old plant pots at home, you can sort of like just give them a little revamp. And this is plastic, so it's really quite inexpensive. Now, I'm in a bit of a different angle, so maybe I'm hoping you could see a little bit better. I've got a round napkin. Now this is beautiful, isn't it? So I'm just thinking of cutting it down through the middle. Not quite sure, maybe that way, maybe cut this way, so we've got that bit, and then we've sort of got that bit. Not that it really matters, it's not going the right way. And then I'm going to just sort of like decoupage. I'll probably just cut around this little bit, decoupage one side and then the other side, so that should sort of like cover half, just to give it a little bit more interest. So, shall we give it a go? Now, I'm going to cut this so I know what I'm doing. So, let's cut it down through here. I'm going to cut it first before I take the backing off. Like that. So, yes, I was going to do little coat hangers to go with the dresses we did last week. But I'm in a bit of a sort of... I wanted to get this done, so I thought, well, we might as well do this. So you never know what you're going to get on a Shabby Saturday. I'm just going to lick my fingers like that. I'm just going to see if we can open that up. So I'm going to get these ready just to see. Trust me, once that's been painted with chalk paint, I think that will look quite nice. It doesn't have to be fabulous, does it? Because we're going to have a plant in it. It's just that I didn't want it to be dark. I wanted to sort of lighten it up. I'm not sure whether this will work, but we shall see. And if it does, fabulous. If it doesn't, then, you know, we will paint over it with something else. I'm going to pop those to the side. Now, the paint I'm using is this Rust-Oleum chalk finish paint. Now, I've got it in the cream. Now, this is what I've been using to paint my shelves and bits and pieces with. So, shall we give it a go? I'm going to put some gloves on because I'm going out later and I don't really want to get lots and lots of paint all over me, which I normally do. But let's see, let's put these ones on. Get them on, that's better. So guys, I hope you've all had a lovely, lovely week. Hope you got a bit of crafting in. I hope you liked yesterday's Friday freebie, because I thought that was lovely. It goes with my journal, doesn't it? Right, I did open this up. Look how messy I am. Right, I've got a sponge as well. I thought it might be easier to put it on with a sponge. But I'm actually going to cut this. This is just, I was under my sink. I went under my sink and got myself a little sponge. So I thought it might be a little bit easier to sponge it on. And I might use that for the glue. This one's just slightly bigger. Let's use this one. I've got a thing. I'm going to just tip a little bit on here, actually. Might be a bit easier. to use. Not quite sure how this is going to go. A little bit of trial. Let's just see. I'm going to just sort of like tap it on like that. Ooh. Let's just go right into those areas. So giving it a little bit of a sand beforehand. I don't think you can wipe it. I think you need to sort of tap it. Giving it a little bit of sand, I think it gives it a little bit something for the paint to sort of adhere to. So let's see, and I'm hoping it will dry nicely. But that's looking quite good, isn't it? I like this cream chalk paint. It's a really nice one. It's not so, I know it sounds a silly thing to say, it's not so white as white. It's got a nice sort of like antique sort of colour to it. It probably looks quite white to you on screen, but it's sort of got a nice sort of creamy look to it. Obviously because it's cream. And dabbing it is giving it a little bit of texture as well, which is nice. So if this goes well, I will be going out and getting all my old plastic pots in the garden and revamping them. I think probably this is for inside, this isn't for outside, because I think it will probably just all come off in the rain if you don't coat it, or even if you've got sort of like a damp mornings, just what I mean, you don't want to, even in the summertime they get sort of like damp in the morning, don't they? A bit dewy. You could probably spray it with a little bit of matte varnish or something, I expect, or put some matte medium over the top. But this is just a little one, just to pop in the corner with my plant on it. So just to make it look a little bit pretty, just like a quick little revamp, isn't it? So, and yeah, definitely a sponge is the best thing to put on it, to use to get the paint on. So if you've got a nice little napkin, one of your favourite napkins with a pretty, I don't have any, I've got a humongous great big box of napkins and I really need to go through them, but I just picked that one out because it was sort of like near the top. But I have got the biggest pot, I'll have to show you one day, my big pot of napkins. Okay, what do you reckon? I'm not too worried about little bits poking out. I'm not going to do the bottom because really that's where the water's going to be, and I don't want the paint going in the water really. Do we need to get right up in there? What I think I might do, I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to do that, I think, and then I can just go over it with a sponge, just so we get up into those little bits. Let's just see. In there. So have you guys painted chalk paint on plastic? Does it work? Am I being silly? I should have googled it really, shouldn't I, first? But I think if I'm not going to be using it outside or anything, I think we should be okay. I think we should be good. Right, let's get a little bit more paint on here. This pot I got from a shop called Leroy Merlin, and it was €17 for the pot. But I've painted the unit that I have. I painted two sort of units with it, and a shelf. So, which I did show you the shelf actually in the Facebook group. So it goes quite a long way, and I think probably, I don't know, a quarter of it left, which is not bad. Just to give you your bits and pieces, just a little revamp is quite nice, isn't it? A little spruce up. Okay, I went and daubed on that. Let's just go I'm not going to get right in underneath that, I know, but we can have it a sort of creamy colour. Then I will leave this for, 20 minutes to dry and see how it goes. And then we will come back and pop the little napkin on. I think it will need a little bit of dry time. Make sure we're dry, and then the napkin, I'm hoping the napkin and putting the glue won't pull it all off. There's a little blob there. We shall see. Let's just dip that in. I think it's going to look quite nice afterwards. Now, you don't have to cover it up completely because, again, like I said, we're popping the napkin on there. Make sure I haven't missed anything. And I'm going to just do the top piece. Actually, if you did it in sort of another colour on top, sponged another colour on top, it would also almost look sort of like a little, what's it called? Ceramic-y sort of, or stone. That's it. It would look stone, wouldn't it? Like a little stone pot. Again, we don't need to do the inside. I quite like that. I'm not really bothered about in there. I'm not going to be able to get right in there anyway. But let's just let that dry. That's looking okay. I'm going to do the bottom piece of this. I'm not going to do the inside because we're going to have the plant's going to have the water in there, isn't it? I don't really want it to have paint in there. Put this under there. So you could probably do this quite quickly. Have a little thing. I just wanted to do this, so I might as well just video it with you guys in case you want a little weekend project. A little bit of paint. I'm using chalk paint. I'm not sure whether acrylic paint or anything like that will do, because chalk paint is supposed to sort of like stick to most things. So you really do need sort of chalk paint. But if you're using a ceramic plant pot, then I think you could use acrylic paint quite easily. Oops. Just wiping it all off as we go. Let me try and hang on to that bit. Okay, right, I'm going to leave that for 20 minutes to dry off, and then I will be back. Okay guys, so this has dried lovely. Now I did go over it with another little bit of paint just to even it out just a little bit, and it seems to be pretty good. Now it does, if you do that, it will come off. So definitely not one to go outside, but I think once I put a layer of Mod Podge on there, I think it will be okay. I'm just going to do just a little, I've got some Mod Podge in here. I'm going to just pop a little bit on my finger and wipe it. This is just on the bottom of the pot. I'm just saying that it's not going to come off when I put it on there, which it's not going to. It's not taking the paint off, which is good. So that's going to be a bit sticky. So I just painted the bottom of that as well, so it looks a little bit more even. But I think this should be pretty good. That just goes on, clicks on the bottom like that. So love it. Let's give it a go. Oh, can I get that off now? Oh, there we go. Perfect. So yeah, that's a little bit sticky, so I'll pop that over there. Lovely, lovely. So let's just put that there. I'm going to get my napkins, and I'm going to, I think, this is just wet where I washed my sponge and things. I'm going to get a little bit of water in here, little paintbrush, and just, you know, take the edge bit off. If my pot was bigger, I think I would probably leave this lovely sort of scalloped edge on it, because I think that's really nice, but it's not quite big enough. So I'm just going to get rid of this. I think it will probably be easier then to pop it onto the pot. So yeah, you never know what you're going to get with me, do you, on a Shabby Saturday? So it's quite a sort of randomy one, but it's a little project. So let's just see, what do you think? What do you think? So we'll take this, and then this will just go on here, and then I'll just sort of like blend it in to that bit. It's not going to work perfectly, but I might be able to just split it down there, do you think? And down there? Maybe I'll do that. Shall I just rip this bit down? And then maybe we can sort of tuck it in, so it gives a little bit more of an angle. I don't really want to wet it. So I'm going to do that, and just in between those little flowers, let's just rip down this bit. Let's see, and then maybe I could just do like this bottom piece first and put that in. Should I come right to the bottom? Oh, I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to go for it because I haven't watered this down. I've left it the thickness that it is out of the pot. Let's just, I will go over the whole thing with this as well afterwards. So let's just paint that on. Let's just see how it goes. Oh, that's going to stay put. Okay, let's just see if this is going to work. Might be a bit of a messy one, but put that down. Okay. Tap that in. Going to do the bottom, this bit first, I think. Oops. Goes on really well, actually. Oh, this is going to be lovely. Just flip that over. Actually, that paint has really stayed very well on the plastic. It's really adhered really well. But I think if you scratched it, it would come off. So you've got to be pretty gentle. As long as you're not dipping it in water. This is a plastic one, so it's not going to seep through. Not like a terracotta one. Let's just pop that down like that. What do you think? Lovely. Let's pull that down. Nice lot of paint, a lot of glue. Tuck that up out of there, out of the way, that's fine. Stick that up there. Okay. Oops. Gently, don't be too rough-handed like me. but actually having it sort of like with texture on it looks like it is got a real good texture to the pot. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't look plastic then. What do you think? Oh, I think that looks really nice. Perfect. What a lovely pot. Oh, I'm quite excited about that. It's worked quite well. Now I've got to be careful. I'm not sure whether I should really let that dry for a little bit. So I don't mess it up. What do you think? Should I put my heat gun on there just to dry it a little bit? Okay, lovely, lovely. That's fabulous. Let's do this one. Let's pop that to the side. Let's just try I don't stick it down. Just get a little bit of water. Get rid of these bits. Oops. This bit, let's just take this little bit off so we don't have those little scalloped edges. I'm going to take that bit off as well. There we go. And this, I'm going to take this off so it might sort of go round it a little bit better along the bottom. There we go, let's get rid of those bits. I've got a little bit of something in there. Let's take that out. We don't want that, do we? Right. So we want to sort of be, that's here. So that's going to sort of be the middle bit. Should we test it out first? Like that. Brilliant, so that sort of almost touches. So let's go around a little bit there. Okie dokie, okie dokie. Let's pop some glue on. Don't really want to, you know, rest that on the table really. Too much because I don't want it to come off. Okay. There we go. Oh, this is going to look so pretty. But yeah, most definitely going to be making some more of these, I think. Indoors, not for the outdoors. I might do some terracotta ones actually for the outdoors and get some spray varnish, but at the moment I think recycling some of my plastic pots is going to be fab. Now I know it works and sticks on. Oops, I just made a hole in it. That's because I pulled it. Shall I just glue it all? Oh, I'm messy. There we go. It'll be easier for you at home if you're going to do this, because you don't have to be under your camera. So I'm trying to do it so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, I do love it though. Little bit wrinkly in places, but like I said, it sort of like gives it that lovely texture, doesn't it? I'm going to have a rummage through all of my napkins. Maybe I'll do that with you guys this week or something. I'll get it all out and I will have a quick sort of sort out and see what napkins I've got, because it is a huge big box and they really could be properly sorted out. Not that I can really do a lot with them. They'd have to go back in the box, but at least I would see what I've got. Little shabby ones that I've got. Then maybe we could do a few more sort of projects. Oh my gosh, can you hear them drilling or something next door? Oh, look at that, guys. I think that's beautiful, isn't it? Look at that. Just run that round. I'm not worried about these areas here. I quite like the little blank areas, because you only sort of see one side of it anyway. I am loving it. I've messed up a little bit there. That's a bit, but I think when that's dry, that's going to be fabulous. Well, I must say I'm really pleased with that. I'm going to just give it a quick dry with this. Okay, perfect. Now, as I was doing that, I was thinking maybe that's pretty dry, but before I go over it again, I might have a little go with a little bit of brown paint just around these edges. Do you think I'll ruin it? Let's have a look. Got a little tiny bit of this Arteza colour. So I'm just wondering, let's have a go. Shall we just give it a go? I'm just going to see if this will come out. Oh gosh. Oh, maybe a bit too much. What do you think? Do you think I'm going to ruin it? We sure this is damp. We won't know until we try, will we? I know that's quite dark, but just a little dot around there makes it look like a little, this one's going to be hidden, so I'm not really bothered about that bit. I just wanted to see what it looks like. What do you think? That looks quite nice, doesn't it? So I'm just going to, oh, let's just, I'm scared to tap it too much, but a little bit. It's quite nice. Oh look, I'm going to stick my finger on there. That's okay. Just a little dab about there. Just breaks up that cream, if you know what I mean. It makes it look a little bit more like a little pot, little ceramic pot, doesn't it? Oh, I am liking this. Let's just do a little bit around this top bit. Oops. Tiny bit. Tiny little dab in there. Oh, I'll have to take a picture of it with my pothos in it, won't I? Oh, look at that. Doesn't that look lovely? Oh, I do like that. There we go. Well, I think you would think that that was a little ceramic pot. I'm going to just dab a little bit on here as well, so it matches in like that. And then we have this lovely little shabby plant pot. Super duper. Let's just see what that looks like. Look at that. Fabulous. I think I might put just a tiny bit more on there. Love it. Love, love, love. Right, now I'm going to take that off. Take that off. Take that off. This is quite dry. Shall I dab with glue or paint? I think I'm going to mix. I'm going to water this down a little bit now. Just to go over the whole thing. Just to seal it. Let's do the bottom first. So yeah, just give it a little go over with this, and then it will just protect it just a little bit. Well, I must say, I think that is come out pretty well for a sort of a trial and error one, isn't it? I think it's lovely. I could honestly think that that was like a little ceramic pot. I should have done a before and after picture, really, shouldn't I? See, look, it's not coming off. The paint isn't coming off by brushing this on either. Seems pretty hard on there, or pretty well stuck. Okay, is that all the way around? I think so. Put that on. I shall just pop a little bit around here. So yeah, go out into your garden, see what you've got, give it a good wash. That's exactly what I did with this one. And then, super simple. I really don't know whether it would work with acrylic paint, but you could probably give it a go. If it sticks, then fantastic. But you might have to sort of scuff it up a little bit more with acrylic paint. But there we go. I'm going to leave that one. Let's just go over this. Oops. Glue in there. There we go. And then I shall leave that for a minute. This can dry. And I am absolutely loving it, guys. I think that's fabulous. So I will take a picture. You'll probably see the picture of it on the front anyway, on the thumbnail finished. But I will take a picture of it with my plant. I will repot my plant in it so it will look pretty. But I am loving it. I will leave this for a good few hours to make sure it's dried properly first. But I just think it is fantastic. And we know it works. Just making sure that there's no drips on here. Because I don't want the glue to sort of drip, because I did water it down a little bit. So we don't want any drips on there. But I must say, loving it. Oh, we've got a little bristle there. We don't want a little bristle on there. There we go. There we go. So that's your Shabby Saturday video. That's a little bit different than I intended to do. But fabulous. Love it. So please do, if you give it a go, I would love to see what you have done and what napkins you've used. I'll give you a quick flick like this so that you can see all the way around. It will go clearer than that because I've got the glue on there. But just make sure you don't have little drippy bits on there. But lovely. I will show you lots of lovely pictures at the end. So there we go, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I shall get all cleaned up because look at the state of me, all sticky. Thank you for joining me. Have a fantastic rest of the weekend. Please take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. All right, guys. Bye-bye.